गं गणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमः। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। ॐ दुं दुर्गायै नमः। So, Durga Saptashati. This is the greatest contribution of Tantra Shastra, where the factors, life, and everything which is manifested is given a form so that it is easy for us, the ignorant commoners, to understand and get connected to that unmanifested supreme, which is form of consciousness, which is Maa Durga. And Durga Saptashati, or you can call it Devi Mahatmyam, or you can call it Chandi Pata. This scripture is Mahamantra because it has layers and layers of meaning which the devotee to the higher realms one after another to reach the point where one realizes who he is in reality, eternal reality. So this Durga Saptashati also speaks about different hurdles, obstacles which seeker faces in his progress, and how Mahakali, Mahalakshmi, and Mahasaraswati helps the seeker to confront it and win over and go ahead to the next level. So Durga Saptashati like Lalita Sahasranama, it is Maha Mantra for Devi Upasana. And it has the full capacity to guide and take the devotee seeker to the highest possible point, which is Supreme Brahman realization. It is called Durga Saptashati because it has 700 mantras. It is not shlokas, it is 700 mantras. In that 700 mantras, there can be one letter, one bijakshara, or one word, or half shloka, or full shloka, but it is considered as each mantra. So, in that way, there are 700 mantras. It is called Chandi Pata because it describes Maa Durga as terrible, fearful Devi who tackles and kills the demons. It is also called Devi Mahatmya because it describes the immeasurable glory of Devi Mahatmya. Devi Mahatmya. And the Dharma Tantra adores this Durga Saptashati as just like Ashwamedha Yaga is the highest among all yagas. Among all devatas, Hari is the utmost. Among all stotras, Devi Mahatmyam, Durga Saptashati is the utmost stotra. And also, it is Mother Adi Shakti who is coming down, manifesting as Durga and leading the seeker to confront all these demonic asuras who are all there within each being. So, this Durga Saptashati is such a huge support for all of us to proceed in this spiritual journey because the Durga Saptashati is guiding us word by word, step by step. And it is literally leading us like a mother, like a strict guru, and also like a strict policeman. So once we surrender totally to Devi through this Durga Saptashati, the fear of life, the fear of death, and the situations which we face in our life, all those fears will be gone because we start understanding who I am, how I am working in this world, what is my goal, what is my path, how shall I move forward. Everything has the answer in this Durga Saptashati. Meru Tantra proclaims that Vishnu knows the essence and the magnificence and also the significance of Durga Saptashati only 3/4. Vishnu knows only 3/4. Brahma knows only half about the significance and the glory of Devi in Durga Saptashati. Only half. And of what the essence and the significance of Devi in Durga Saptashati. And the rest, all others, know only a fraction of the essence of Durga Saptashati. However, even that fraction of our understanding of what Devi is in Durga Saptashati, and if we are able to seek her, perceive her, and experience her as form of consciousness, it's more than what we can chew. And it has even that fraction of our understanding and perception has the capacity to take us all the way to experience that Parabrahman. That is the beauty of this Durga Saptashati, because it is like the surgery of the whole being, which will be done when we start going deeper and deeper into realizing the meaning and what is intended meaning in that, and what is the essence in Durga Saptashati. And Guptavati, written by Bhaskara Raya, is the main commentary on Durga Saptashati. And all the metaphors used in this Durga Saptashati is spiritual and psychological, and also the life situations which every being, human, faces in this world. So, one might study this Durga Saptashati from different angles, in different paths, in different ways. However, all paths will lead to the same goal, same one understanding about that Supreme as the Self, which is nothing but consciousness. And that consciousness is the form of Maa Durga, which we learnt in Kilaka and also in Kunjika. So let us remind ourselves again and again, Durga as the form of consciousness who is very much within, who is confronting all the demons who are also within us only. So the whole Durga Saptashati is happening within every being. Can we imagine this? Durga Saptashati, that battle happening. And the battle which is happening, which is described in Durga Saptashati, between Devi and all different kinds of asuras, is not happening on one physical plane as earth. It is taking place. The first one, it is happening in the cosmic level. That external cosmic phenomenon which is happening is one battle. Day Durga Saptashati is taking place. Second, the inner psychological plane where different factors are the mind in psychological level. And the third one, in transcendent level, which is beyond the human experience. There also it is happening, that battle is happening. And the fourth level, the combination of all the first three levels. So, We are going through that. All the 4 levels. The battle is taking place within every being, which we are not realizing it. The battlefield explains our own human consciousness and the life experiences what we go through. And the demons are nothing but the reflection of our own aspects, which are present in different levels and different ways. And also, it is the aham, that ahankara. I am the doer, I am the enjoyer, which is felt by the false I. That creates many more thoughts which will add to the battle, which can be confronted by none other than Durga, who is consciousness within. So, this Durga Saptashati is explaining the inner pilgrimage of the seeker, devotee, who goes through main 3 different levels. Why 3 different levels? Firstly, Tamoguna, which is ignorance, delusion, resistance, inertia, that is tackled by Mahakali using the same Tamoguna from the positive side. So, Mahakali is confronting or conquering the asuras who are showing the tamasic guna by projected tamasic quality in Mahakali. So that is like Brahma Granthi Vibedini. Once we come out of that animalistic thing, we go up. Even our guna, the quality becomes rajasic, and we want to do things in this world. So rajasic, the movement, dynamism, ambition, attachment, and showing the reaction, reactivity, not responding but reacting. So that is another Rakshasa level, which is when it becomes dominant. Mahalakshmi, that is Durga, comes in the form of Mahalakshmi and tackles that Rajoguna. Vishnu Granthi Vibedini. And as she takes another Mahasaraswati form, manifestation, she will be tackling the Rakshasa Guna, which is taking the sattvic kind of highlighted projection. That Mahasaraswati tackles and makes that also down. That way, the inner pilgrimage gives the chance for the seeker to come over all the 3 gunas, Tamoguna, Rajoguna, and Sattvaguna, through Durga Saptashati. And Durga Saptashati, it mainly covers Shiva Shakti, which is consciousness and the energy, the power of energy. So this is equivalent, very similar to Purusha and Prakriti of Sankhya, and also Brahman, that is Parabrahman, and Maya of Vedanta. So this Tantra Shastra has taken Devi as that Shiva Shakti, and shows how she confronts, conquers all these demons who are very much within. And Devi is considered as the unifying factor of all the forces of Devatas and Devas in this Durga Saptashati. And Devi unifies different philosophies as well, different paths to realize the self, and also Trimurtis, she brings them together in this Durga Saptashati. That is another high quality of Durga Saptashati. So it is also said that Bhaskara Raya in his commentary, he also says this Durga Saptashati, what it describes as different visions, they are not krita, they are not composed, but they are seen. The revelation has come to them as vision. So there is a big difference, the world of difference. Because when it is krita, composed, the human mind, the logical mind, the brain is used, because of which it becomes sankuchita. It becomes narrow. Whereas if it is drishta, seen, it is not coming from the brain or the mind. Something which is supreme, divine is there, and this Rishi is seeing it. And that he has documented it. That's it. He didn't compose, but document. And another thing is we can understand through this Durga Saptashati. Durga is powerful energy in the form of consciousness, which is fighting out all the asuric qualities which are present and which can be there only in this physical world, that she is tackling. So every being needs that energy. Every being needs the energy. In one way or the other, throughout our day, throughout our life, we will be using energy, and we will be praying for that energy in one way or the other, knowingly or unknowingly, correctly or with some defect in it. But somehow we are all upasakas of energy. We all means what? All beings without anyone left. So that is Devi Maa Durga. If we realize and surrender with keen understanding, it will only highlight our happiness and the joy of having that Durga within us all the time, and recognize how she is helping us in slaying all these asuras who are taking different forms and fighting. So Durga Saptashati is describing all these things in a very poetic, aesthetic way, in a story way, as different episodes, so that we can understand, visualize the form, and take it as the consciousness and the asuri qualities belonging to the mind and the intellect and the aham. So Durga Saptashati is mainly divided as 3 portions. The first portion is Mahakali, where she is tackling Madhu and Kaitaba. It is called Prathama. The second one is Mahalakshmi, who is tackling Mahishasura, which comes from second, third, and fourth chapter. And fifth onwards, it is Mahasaraswati, who will be tackling all other asuras, like Raktabija Asura, Dhumralochana, Chanda, Munda, and Shumbha, Nishubha. So it is interesting. At the same time, it provokes our thinking and our understanding about the existence and non-existence. It also makes us go more deeper into confronting the mortality which I think I am. And also it shows how transient everything is when it is manifested. That understanding also comes as we go deeper into Durga Saptashati. So let us start. And the third one is Uttama Charita. Madhyama Charita, second, third, and fourth. Uttama Charita, fifth onwards. Dhyana Shloka. खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिघान् शूलं भूषुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्दधतीं करैः त्रिनयनां सर्वाङ्गभूषावृताम् नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकां सेवे महाकालिकाम् यामस्तौ स्वपिते हरौ कमलजो हन्तुं मधुं कैटभम्. I bow down to that Mahakalika who is holding Khadga, the sword, Chakra, Gada, Ishu. Ishu is the arrows. Parighan, the club. Shulam. Bhushundi is the spear, which is fiery in its action. Shiraha, she is also holding the skull. Shankha, and she is Trinayana. She has 3 eyes. Sarvanga Bhushavritam, and she is well decorated with all ornaments. Neelashmad Dyuti, that is dark blue clouds hue. Asya, her face is reflecting the color like the dark blue clouds. Padadashakam, and she has 10 feet. Seve, I worship. Seve, I worship. Mahakalikam, I worship that Mahakalika. Yam, that is whom. Astaut, who praised, adored. Swapite Harau, when Hari went into that Yoga Nidra, had enveloped Hari. At that time, during that time, Kamalaja, that is Brahma with 4 faces, that Brahma who came out of the lotus, who is sitting on the lotus, which is from the navel of Vishnu. Kamalajo hantum madhum kaitabam. When that Brahma was attacked by Madhu and Kaitaba, he started praising, adoring this Mahakalika, who was in the form of Yoga Nidra. So here what we can understand is, first let us say Pada Dashakam. Why is she with 10 feet? And she is Mahakalika, who is dark in color. She is dark and she has 10 feet. So when we contemplate on this, we can understand the 10 feet represents the 10 directions. Pada is, she's firmly established herself. Just like we establish ourselves on the feet, in the same way, she has established herself in all 10 directions. And the 10 directions are endless. It keeps going. And she is Mahakalika. That is darkness. So what is it? Ringing. Mahakalika in all the 10 directions, well established firmly, means the whole manifestation is in that darkness, which is ignorance or avidya. So the whole universe is created and it is situated in that darkness of ignorance, avidya. And Mahakalika, one who is beyond the time and the space. All 10 directions are only her feet. So we can well imagine how she is beyond. And the whole universe is in that darkness. Tamas. And when we are praying her in Durga Saptashati, it is like Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya. Take me out of this darkness towards the light. So when she starts slaying one by one Rakshasas, naturally she's shedding that light of Sri Vidya part by part, little by little, more and more and more and more within. And thus a being becomes enlightened, isn't it? So in the beginning itself, in Dhyana Shloka itself, it is creating such cosmic vision in us. Devi Mahakalika is beyond the time and space. And the whole universe is in that avidya, empowered by asuric qualities. So that she tackles and takes us towards the light. And she is the one who delivers us from this darkness, Mahakalika. So I bow down to her, and who is praised by none other than Brahma when he was in great difficulty. Namaschandikayai Om Aim Markandeya Uvacha Savarni Suryatanayo यो मनो कथ्यतेष्टमः निशामय तदुत्पत्तिं विस्तराद्गद्गतो मम. So, Om Namaschandikaya, that itself is one mantra. Om I Markandeya Uvacha. So, like this, there are 700 mantras. Markandeya Uvacha. Markandeya was teaching his disciple, who is Krasushtuki Bharguri. That was his name, the disciple's name. So, in the process of Muni Markandeya is speaking, Uvacha, he said. And who is Markandeya? Markandeya over the time, Kala, and Desha. And it is he who is telling the whole Durga Saptashati, and he's teaching it to his disciple. Okay, so there are references as Markandeya Uvacha, Rushi Uvacha. So we should not get confused. So Markandeya is teaching his student, and he's also telling about so many things which he sees, which he has realized, which belongs to all three past tense, present tense, and future tense, and he is beyond that Markandeya. So we are hearing from him about Savarni. Savarni is the son of Surya. Surya Tanayam. Yo Manu Kathyate Ashtamaha. And he is called as the eighth Manu, eighth king. Nishamaya, listen to me. Tadutpattim, existence. Vistarad Gadato. And I'm going to tell you in detail. So please listen to me what I say. He's telling his student, Markandeya. यथा मन्वन्तराधिपः स बभूव महाभागः सावर्णिस्तनयो रवेः. That son of Surya, Savarni, became the eighth lord or the eighth king of Manvantara because of that Mahamaya's grace. Mahamayanubhavena. Because of her grace, he became the eighth king of Manvantara. Swarochishentere purvam Chaitra Vamsha Samaraja Bhut Samaste Kshiti Mandale. And it was in the ancient time that in Swarochisha period, it was an ancient time. Swarochisha is the name of that period. At that time, Surata is the name of the king who was taking care of the whole Kshiti Mandala, the whole earth. So here itself, it becomes little different. That Surata was the king of the whole earth, Kshiti Mandala. Tasya palayatha samyak prajaputrani vaurasan babhuvu kshatravo bhupaha kola vidvamsinastada. he was protecting his citizens as though they are all his own children. So he was illustrious, highly respected king. And he was attacked by the destroyers of another Vamsha, which is called Kola. So there was a battle, or the Shatru, the enemy, was none other than who had already destroyed the Kola Vamsha people. So, tasya tairabhavat yuddham atipravaladandinah न्यूनैरपि सतैर्युद्धे कोला विध्वंसिभिर्जितः. Here what happened? He was protecting his citizens really well, and the destroyers of Kola dynasty, those people, even though they were small in number, inferior in their quality of army, they won over this Surata king, who was well established and had greater number of army, and also he was more powerful. In spite of it, he was defeated, because he was defeated by this small number of people. The army of the Shatru of the Kola dynasty, he had to return back to his own kingdom. ततः स्वपुरमायातो निजदेशाधिपो भवत् आक्रान्तः स महाबागः तैस्तदा प्रबलारिभिः. When he came back to his own kingdom and started, kingdom means he came back to his palace, his city. He started ruling the whole kingdom, but he was attacked by other powerful kings or powerful enemy. अमात्यैर्बलिभिर्दुष्टैः दुर्बलस्य दुरात्मभिः कोशो बलं चापहृतं तत्रापि स्वपुरे ततः. Amatyaihi. So you should visualize. First of all, he was defeated outside. When he came back to his Swapura, to his own city, again he was attacked by other powerful enemies, other kings. Not only that, Amatyaihi, by his own ministers who were evil-minded. And also Duratmabhihi, they didn't have the good quality in them as their nature. So those people started robbing the treasure, Kosha, and also the army, Balam. And that too, it is happening Tatrapi Swapure Tata, in his own Rajya. So his own city, without strength, Durbala, he has become devastated. There is no positive hope to go further. So what did he do? Tato mrugaya vyajena hritaswamya sabhupatihi ekaki hayamaruhya jagamagahanam vanam. On the pretext of hunting, Raja that king Surata started going alone, ekaki, alone on the horse, Hayam Arohya, getting onto his horse with great speed. He went towards thick forest. सतत्राश्रममद्राक्षीत् द्विजवर्यस्य मेधसः प्रशान्तश्वापदाकीर्णम् मुनिशिष्योपशोभितम्. And when he entered into the thick forest, and as he was moving, he came across one ashrama which was filled with students, disciples, and it had peaceful atmosphere even though there were wild animals running around, and it belonged to a great Brahmin, Dvija, that means one who was greatly into that Brahmanhood, seeking Brahman, bringing his disciples into that Brahman. In that ashrama, he came across and he saw Adrakshi, that he saw that ashrama, so beautiful and attractive. So he went there. Tasthau kaschit sakalam cha munina tena satkritah itaschotascha vicarah tasmin munivarashrame. So there he went into the ashrama. He enjoyed the hospitality given by that Medha Rishi and also his disciples. And when he was moving around here and there in that Munivara, he was the greatest among all the Munis. That is Medha. In his ashrama, he spent some time. Sochintayat tada tatra mamatva krishtamanasah matpurvaihi palitam purvam maya hinam puram hitat. And when he was there, the thoughts started coming to him again and again and again, like the hovering bee. What are those thoughts? Those thoughts were overcome with attachment. Mamatva akrishta manasa. His mind was dragged, overcome with too much of attachment. With that base, all his thoughts started thinking about the past, what he had in his kingdom as a king, Surata. So, matpurvaihi palitam purvam maya hinam puram hitat. Earlier, it was well guarded by my ancestors and they had passed it on to me. And now, without me, I don't know how it is maintained. Maya hinam puram hitat, without me being there. Madbhrutyaihi tairasat vrittaihi dharmatha palyate nava न जाने स प्रधानो मे शूरो हस्ति सदा मदः. Without me there, I don't know how the capital is guarded by my ministers. Whether they are doing it righteously or not, I do not know. And whether they are taking care with this evil mind, those ministers and other gods, are they taking care of my elephant, which was always elated and it was heroic with mother? That elephant, how they are taking care, I don't know. These evil minded ministers, how they are guarding the whole kingdom, I don't know. Mama vairi vasham yatah kan bhoganupalapsyate ye mamanugata nityam prasadadhana bhojanaihi. And all these ministers and other workers who were holding position in my palace, in the kingdom, taking care of so many things, all those people were fed well, and they were given so much of favors, riches, prasada, dhana, bhojan. All these were given by me to them, and they were all happy, eating it every day. And now they are all under the kings who are enemy to me. I don't know. Bhoganu upalapsyate kan. What they will get from these enemy like kings, I do not know. That means he is feeling all those people were fed by me so well, and they were all eating well and they were happy. But now I don't know how these kings, new kings, will be taking care of him. What they are getting every day, I don't know. He's feeling for them. Anuvrittim dhruvam tedhya kurvantyanyamahibhritam asamyak vyayashilaistaih kurvadbhi satatam vyayam. Anuvrittim, they all must be serving. Anuvritti, serving, taking care, working for those anya nrupa, different other kings. Kurvan anya mahibhritam, to other kings. They are all serving those other kings who are my enemies. And their habits of squandering money must have made them to lose all wealth. Whatever I had gathered, these ministers with their ill mind, they must have destroyed, squandered all money. Sanchita soti dukkena kshayam kosho gamishyati ye tachanyaccha satatam chintayamasa parthivaha. And the treasure which I had gathered, sanchita, gathered by me, that treasure must have diluted and it must have become zero. Like this, Raja Surata started thinking deeply and he became worried. It was eating his mind so much. Not only the mind, his heart was also eaten by these thoughts on those people whom he has left and come away from them on the horse with great speed, and he has gone towards the forest. But still, his mind and heart is dragged towards thinking about them. Tatra viprashamabhyashe वैश्यमेकं ददर्श सः सपृष्टस्तेन कस्त्वं भो हेतुश्चागमनेऽत्र कः तत्र विप्राश्रमाभ्यासे. Near the ashrama of that Medha Muni, this king saw one Vaishya, a merchant. And the king asked him, he questioned him, who are you? Kastvam, who are you? And what is the reason for you to come here, to the jungle, to this forest? Sashoka iva kasmatvam durmana iva lakshyase इत्याकर्ण्यवचस्तस्य भूपते प्रणयोदितम्. And also, Sashoka iva kasmatvam, and you seem to be with some kind of sorrow. It is evident on your face. You seem to be in some sorrow. What is it? Why? So, listening, hearing these soft, affectionate words, pranayoditam, by the king, Ityakarnya, hearing this vachastasya, that king's words, which were pranayoditam, with soft and very affectionate words, inquiring. Pratyuvacha satam vaishyah prashnayavanato nrupam. Avanato, he bent down, he bowed down to that king and gave answer. He answered him back. Pratyuvacha. He answered him back. Vaishya uvacha. Samadhirnama vaishyoham utpanno dhaninam kule. I am named Samadhi and I am born in a very wealthy family. I am a merchant. पुत्रदारैर्निरस्तश्च धनलोभादसाधुभिः विहीनश्च धनैर्दारैः पुत्रैरादाय मे धनम्. Yes, I was born to a very wealthy family. I got married. I have sons. But putradarai nirastascha, I have been casted out. I have been sent out by my wife and also sons. Why? Because of their greed for wealth. Because their greediness towards the wealth made them to cast me off. And asadubhihi, they are also wicked. Vihinashcha dhanaidharaihi putrairadaya me dhanam, and they made me wealthless, moneyless, like a pauper, and have misappropriated my riches, all wealth. They have just robbed and have misused it, misappropriated it. Vanamabhyagato dhukki nirastashchaptabandhubihi soham na vedmi putranam kushalatmikam. Wow. He's telling, because of that, because being casted out, I have come with great sorrow to this vana. And also, I don't know, being here, putranam kushala, akushala, whether they are in trouble Are they grief-stricken? Are they are well, doing well? I don't know. How they are doing there, I don't know. He's telling. प्रवृत्तिं स्वजनानां च दाराणां चात्र संस्थितः किं नु तेषां गृहे क्षेमम् अक्षेमं किं नु साम्प्रतम्. And I do not know the inclination, the activities, what they are doing, their deeds of Swajananam, my own people. I don't know what they are doing. And also how they are. Dharanam Chatra Samstitaha. Me being here, I don't know what they are doing there, what their inclination is, how they are leading their life. Kimnu tesham gruhe, and at home, whether they are taken care, I don't know. Their well-being, I don't know. Whether they are kushala or akushala, I don't know. Being away from them, as I'm here, I don't know how they are doing. Katham te kimnu sadvritta durvritta kimnu me sutah. And he's having the fear and concern about his putra, sutah, sons. I don't know whether they are leading life with good deeds or bad deeds. Durvritta or sadvritta. Vritta is vritti, the actions, deeds. So whether they are going in the right direction or the wrong direction, I really don't know. I feel sad about them. My heart goes for them. Rajovacha. Now the king is telling. Nirasto bhavan lubdhaihi putradaradibirdhanaihi teshu kim bhavata sneham anubadhnati manasam. When you are robbed of your wealth and you have been casted out, and still you are showing your so much of attachment to them and your friendliness towards to them, your love towards to them. What is this? Why? First of all, the Surata king himself is feeling like that about his people, about his kingdom, about his elephant. When he is also going through the same boat, he's having the mind to ask this Vaishya merchant all these questions. And he's pinpointedly asking this Vaishya, when they have casted you out, when they have sent you away, robbing all your wealth out of greed, why are you showing so much of attachment and love towards them? So Vaishya Uvacha, Vaishya replied again, Evametad yatha praha bhavanasmadgatam vachah. Yes, evametad yatha. As you said, you are absolutely correct. It is indeed correct what you said. What you said is perfect. Yes, that is what you are saying about me. What you said is correct. Mama nishthuratam manah yai santyajya पितृस्नेहं धनलुब्धैर्निराकृतः. What can I do? Kim karomi? What shall I do? What can I do? I'm so helpless. My mind does not become hardened on all these people. My mind is so wet and soft towards them. Yaihi santyajya pitrusneham. And my affection is so deep towards the putras who have given up the friendliness towards their own father. Even on them, my mind is not hard enough. It is not hard at all, hard minded. Nishthurata is not there on them. Dhanalubdhair nirakritah. And they have abandoned me out of greed for money. Even then, Kim Karomi, what shall I do? My mind is not becoming hardened on them. पतिस्वजन हार्दं च हार्दितेष्वेव मे मनः किमेतन्नाभिजानामि जानन्नपि महामते. Those who have forsaken love for husband and a friend, my mind shows attachment to them only. Dhara, my wife, she has given up her love towards me. Yet my mind is thinking with so much of affection about her, how she is leading her life, what is she doing. Kimetan na bhijanami. Even if I know, what shall I do? I am not able to control my mind and bring it away from them. It has not been possible. O King, Mahamate, O noble King. So, this we go through, even though we know. In Kannada, we say, ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಗೊತ್ತಿದ್ದೂನು ತಪ್ಪು ಮಾಡುವುದು. Doing the same mistake, knowing what the effect of that mistake would be. What would be the repercussion on me and also people around me. In spite of knowing it, we do the same mistake again and again. We go in the same direction. The simplest example is South Indians in the morning drinking coffee. The habit of drinking coffee, we know coffee is not all that good for our body. But still, we won't be able to do any work without having a cup of coffee, strong coffee in the morning. Knowingly, we take those. Like that, we do so many mistakes in different ways. Yat prema pravanam chittam vigunesvapi bandhushu tesham krute me nishwaso daurmanasyam cha jayate. My mind is inclined with love for those people who are worthless, yet my mind is attached to them. And tesham krute me nishwasaha. And my breath is on them. That means they are like my life. We say na pancha prana, they are my life, they are my breath. Like that, I have become one with them, with so much of attachment and love towards them. And because of which my mind is distracted. Daurmanasyam cha jayate. Because of that, my mind also becomes weak. So, just imagine this situation. A person going through this kind of situation in life as merchant is going on, and also the Surata king. Karomi kim yanna manasteshva pritishu nishthuram. What shall I do? What shall I do? What shall I do? Karomi kim. My mind is not becoming hard on them till it is so much with attachment. What shall we do? Markandeya Uvacha. Then Markandeya Muni says, Tatasthav sahitau vipra tam munim samupasthitau. O disciple Brahmana, that he is talking to his student, Bharguri, which I told in the beginning. Both of them went to the sage, Muni, Munim Samupasthitau. They both of them went and sat near the Muni who was in ashramam. That Muni is Medha. Now let us discuss about what we read till now. How to take it to ourselves and read the story. So we came across Markandeya Muni, who is beyond the hold of time and space, and he is a realized Muni. He is narrating the whole thing. Surata, the king. If we take the etymology of the word or reference or the commentary on Surata, it means one who has a very good chariot. According to this Kathopanishad, the traveler is the soul. Charioteer is the intellect. The mind is the reins. The chariot is the body, physical body. And what else is there? Chariot, charioteer, the rein, the mind, and the rider who is the soul. That is Ratha according to Kathopanishad. Suratha, this king, one who has good body, the physical body, which is really strong. Of course, we can understand because he is king, he is having everything strong under his control. Physical power is also there. And he is applying that power as king on all others. But what he went through shows that it is all transient. It is temporary in this temporal world. So, out of attachment to his desires, he is going through this deep sorrow. I am the body. When I think that I am the body, he wants to pump it up with so much of happiness and strength. But was he able to do it? No, he had to lose all the comforts, pleasures he was having as a king in his palace. He had to leave and come away. And when he is going through that deep sorrow, the regret, what happens? The mind becomes like a deep jungle. So the mind which was calm starts becoming jungle like, forest like mind. When it is like that, one wants to escape. But is there any escape when one is caught in that deep forest? It's not possible. While going through sorrow or anger or anxiety, when it becomes too much, one enters into the zone of mind, which is like a thick forest. That is what that Raja Surata is going through. He wanted to escape with great speed. So he sat on the horse. But where did he end up? Into the deep jungle, where he could not find the solution, but more and more grief of thinking of what all happened, how he is now, what about those people behind. So it's nothing but great jungle like mind, isn't it? Suratha. Samadhi. Samadhi means one who has the focused mind. Samadhi, balanced intellect. Dhi means buddhi, intellect, which is sama, in balance. His name is Samadhi. With focused mind on making wealth, taking care of the wealth, he spent his time. But is it there now? No, that is also temporary, transient. He lost it. And he has also entered the same zone of mind, which is like thick forest. And it is only leading it to more and more into deep sorrow, not finding the solution. So what do? They go to Medha, the ashrama which they saw in the jungle. Finally, they were fortunate. Medha. Medha means the intellect which is sharp and which is able to see things as it is with wisdom. Medha. So, having gone to Medha, these two who were living in the past, because Suratha and Samadhi, they lost the meaning of their names because they started living in the past. That means they are held in the control of time and the life situation, because of which it is giving them so much of grief. Why is it so? Because I am the body, I am the mind. I am the body is Suratha, isn't it? Always we think I am Surata because I am in this body. I am that body. Samadhi. I am the mind. I am the mind. So when we become one with that, I am the mind, I am the body, naturally that aham boosts the connection with the time and the space. And so when we think of the past, naturally we cannot relive in the past. It is gone. But we try to live in it or change. We can't change it also. So attaching to that past is making us like Surata and Samadhi, losing the meaning of the artha of the name itself. He is not Samadhi. He is not Surata. So what did they do? Surata, with the horsepower, he wanted to get into that forest. But fortunately, he ended in Medha's ashrama, where that Rishi, Medha, will lead them in the right manner by making them calm down, connecting Sumedha, Samadhi, and Surata's mind, intellect to turn towards the soul. Okay, so that Surata is each one of us. Sumedha is each one of us. Medha is also each one of us. But all three of them are in imbalance, because of which we are having a life like this, how we are leading in this world. So it is Devi in the form of consciousness will be leading all three within us towards the eternal truth, which is Supreme Brahman. So whatever these three are talking with one another, Surata, Samadhi, and Medha, are taking place within each one of us. So if we recognize and realize it and apply it, imbibe it, then it will help us all the more. समाधिर्नाम वैश्योऽसौ स च पार्थिव सत्तमः कृत्वा तु तौ यथा न्यायम् यथार्हं तेन संविदम्. Samadhirnama Vaishya Asau. This is Samadhi merchant with the name Samadhi. And Parthiva Sattamaha, the noble king, Surata. Kritvatu tau yathanyayam. What is correct? How one should show reverence in the same way, appropriate manner. Both Upavishto katha kaschit chakraturvaishya parthivau, taking their seat, sitting, upasthitau, both of them started talking about their situation, and they started discussing with Medha Muni. So, when one wants to learn something, the mind becomes obedient and it follows the right path. If that mindset is not to learn, to know, we will never enter into that path at all. We will be stuck in the sorrow or the grief or anger or anxiety all the time. So to come out of that, we should have the open mind to listen to a guru or elder or a friend who has good mind to lead us or help us. So these two are doing the right thing. Rajovacha Bhagavan Tvamaham Prashtumichhami Ekam Vadasvatat. The king said, O sage, I wish to ask you one thing. Please be kind enough to reply to it. Dukkaya yanme manasah स्वचित्तायत्ततां विना ममत्वं गतराज्यस्य राज्यांगेष्वखिलेष्वपि. I am afflicted with so much of sorrow. My mind is filled with sorrow. Dukkaya yanme manasa. Swachittaya tatam vina. But without any control of buddhi, it is not able to control my mind also. And because of that mamatva, attachment, mine, my kingdom, my elephant, my ministers, because of this attachment, mamatva, gatarajyasya, and I have already lost the whole kingdom and it is gone. It's no more with me. I am not connected with it anymore. But still, my mind is going towards everything connected with that kingdom. Rajyangeshu akhileshu api. Everything connected with that kingdom is bringing the sorrow, worry, and questions about the state of that kingdom, even though it doesn't belong to me anymore. Janatopi yathagnyasya kimetanmuni sattama ayam cha nikritah putraihi darairbhrutyaistathonjitah. Janatopi yathagnyasya. Though I know it, I know. Like an ignorant person, I am again and again getting attached to those Rajya. How is it? How is it so? Why is it happening like that? One mind knows about the reality, what it is. In spite of it, why the mind is getting attached to? I'm not understanding. Ayam ja nikrita putraihi. This Vaishya, Ayam, he is humiliated and he has been casted out by his sons and wife and by his servants, his own people. They have dispowered him without any wealth. Swajanena ja santyakte teshu hardi tathapyati. Once again. Swajanena cha santyakta teshu hardi tathapyati. Yevamesh tathaham cha dvavapyatyanta dukkitau. And this Vaishya has been discarded by his own people. All of them have sent him away. And thus, both of us are in this state of sorrow. Both of us. Drishtadoshopi, Drishtadoshepi Vishaye Mamatvaetan Mahabhaga Yanmoho Jnaninorapi. Drishtadoshepi. We do see, both of us do see, understand, and we are directly seeing how they are all showing their disrespect, how they have casted us out, their defects, we are seeing very clearly. Mamatva, attachment towards them. How does it happen? Tat kimetat Mahabhaga, O Muni, the great Muni. How it happens? What he means to say here is, it is the same one mind, one heart, one intellect, and one body. Within that, we know very clearly the defect of those people. That knowledge is also in the same mind. The attachment towards them is also in the same mind. How is it possible? How is it possible? Yanmoho jnana. We are deluded by this attachment. We have to contemplate on this point and how tricky it is going through two different directions at the same time. Having the knowledge of the situation, what it is, yet being attached to it and dragged by it. They are two opposites, yet we do have it at the same time, simultaneously. So if we sit and contemplate on this, it gives us much more clarification, and cleansing happens deep within, deep within. Then we will know in which one direction we have to go, which is towards knowing, towards the truth. And that attachment will become less effective as the time passes. So because of that, he is asking so many times the same question. Because we are going through that. I am that Surata, I am that Samadhi, I am that Medha. All everything is there, but in imbalance. Mamasya cha bhavatyesha vivekandhasya mudhata. This bhavatyesha vivekandhasya mudhata. We have been blinded by this delusion. So one step closer towards Medha. He is realizing and he is telling, we have been blinded by the Viveka is blinded by this delusion, attachment. Rushiruvacha jnanamasti samastasya jantor vishaya gochare. Rushi, Medha, said, every being has this awareness of objects which are perceivable by the senses. So he goes to the very fundamental base. The 5 horses of the Ratha are the 5 senses. So Rishi is telling, Jnanamasti. Jnana means the knowledge, the awareness is there, samastasya, in all beings, not just human being, in all beings. Jantor Vishaya Gocharaha. About what? Awareness about what? whatever we perceive through five senses. That knowledge of perception is there for all beings. Vishayascha mahabhagar yanti chaivam pruthak pruthak divandhar praninah kechid ratravandhastatha pare. Yeah, there is awareness in all beings. However, some are blind at night, yet some other beings are blind at daytime. That means perceiving the objects through senses and the mind. Some beings are blind at night, some others are blind at daytime, day. तथा रात्रौ प्राणिनस्तुल्यदृष्टयः ज्ञानिनो मनुजः सत्यं किं तु तेन हि केवलम्. Yet there are few other which are having the vision equally in both night and day. Jnanino manujaha satyam. And of course, Manushya, the human being, is aware. Jnanina, he knows. Satyam, it is true. He knows. But it is not him alone who has this knowledge or who has this awareness of all the objects perceivable by five senses and the mind. So, in a very subtle way, he's telling there are some who are equal in vision. Means what? They are blind both in night as well as day. That means they are in total darkness, total ignorance, because of which they are not able to see, perceive what the reality is. Isn't it? Tulya drishtayah. So here jnanina means the awareness of objects. That is the very basic thing. That is how we interact in this world, through five senses and the mind. Yato hi jnaninah sarve pashu pakshi mrigadayah jnanam cha tanmanushyanam yattesham mrigapakshinam. Yato hi jnaninah sarve. How the human beings know, perceive, aware of the objects, even Pashu, Pakshi, Mriga, all others also are aware. And that perception of objects, Jnanam cha tan manushyanam, whatever Manushya is having, even other Mriga Pakshi also have. There is no difference or partiality in that. Manushyanam cha yattesham tulyamanyat bhayoh jnanepi sati pashyaitan patangan chavachanchushu. Manushyanam cha yattesham tulyamanyatato ubhayoh. For both, for Manushya as well as all other animals, birds, it is the same. Both of them have the common perception of the objects. They all perceive. Jnanepi sati pashyaitan. But look at the birds. He starts giving the example of the bird. The birds, patanganchava chamchushu. In their beak, they hold the grains. And what do they do? Kanamoksha dhritan mohat pidyamanana pikshudha manusha manujavyaghra sabhilasha sutan prati. Those birds, they fly and come with grains in their beak, and they put it into the beak of the younger ones, in spite of knowing that the bird which has brought the grain is kshuda, hunger. There is hungry. That bird itself is feeling hungry, yet out of attachment towards the younger one, it comes and drops it in the beak of the younger one out of attachment. In the same way, Manuja Vyaghra, that is king, Surata. O Manuja Vyaghra, O king. Manusha, Manusha, Manuja Vyaghra. Among all the humans, you are that uh, kingly Vyaghra, the tiger. Sabhilasha Sutan Prati. In spite of you being so great king, noble king, out of that abhilasha, that attachment towards the suta, the sun, what happens? Lobhat pratyupakaraya nanvetan kim na pashyasi tathapi mamatavarte mohagarte nipatita. So just like that bird is having the a hunger, in spite of it, with attachment, it is giving the grains to the beaks of the younger ones. This Manushya also, out of attachment towards the sons, they show so much of love, affection, helping, nurturing, but with what? Lobhat pratyupakaraya. In return, the child, the son, will take care of me. In return, he will be a great help for me when I become old. With that in the mind, don't you see that how the world is running? We are having the sun, we are taking care of the sun because he will be of great help to me. Lobhat, it is out of greed only, greed for return from the sutta. We take care of him. Other than that, what is it? Can't you see? And because of that, selfish attachment, delusion comes, and they all fall into the pit and go through the suffering, sorrow, like you two are going through. He's making it very, very clear. So in the next session, let us take the rest of the thing. So in this Durga Saptashati, we can't go chapter wise because there will be explanation and then we have to go. So probably it will be going from 1, 2, 3, 4 like that within each sessions. It might overlap or it might proceed further. So let us go according to the explanation time needed. Om शिवशक्ति 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 ॐ शिवशक्ति शिवशक्ति शिवशक्ति